Hello, everyone. It's Make a Move Mike, aka Michael Harris for Realty Executives Dillon. I'm here with Andy Cruz of Mortgage Heroes, and today we're going to be discussing the topic of what is a buyer's market. So, everyone, you may be asking yourself a question: what does a buyer's market look like? Now, with inventories high and demand low, I mean properties might sit on the market a little bit longer than what you're used to seeing, especially right now. And two, that means that buyers can be a little bit more selective and they have more leverage when looking for homes in a buyer's market. And number three, buyers can negotiate much more harder in a buyer's market as opposed to a seller's market.
You know, what we've seen in the past is when there are a few amount of buyers, they are selective like Mike talked about. And sometimes it gets to the point of being extra scrutinous, like having extra scrutiny in a deal. Now, the difficulty for sellers in this position is if they have to sell their house, sometimes they end up fire selling their house, meaning there's a life event or a certain time frame or a reason I have to sell in this little window, and that means they're going to take whatever they can. So we've all heard the age-old adage, buy low, sell high. When you're in the buyer's market, that's when you're going to see most people buying low. You know, it was a couple of years ago now where we had way more homes on the market than there were people willing to buy homes. And right after the mortgage and real estate collapse of the mid-2000s, you know, we saw a lot of people hesitant to buy because they had been burned by the market or they were uncertain of what the future was going to hold. But the people that did buy during the buyer's market, on the years later, on the other side of that decision, they're sitting in a really good position now because they, looking back, now bought low and they're able to now sell high. So if you're wondering whether or not you're in a buyer's market, that's a specific question that you'll need to talk to Mike or myself about at some point. But buyer's markets are really where people take advantage of future equity gains, and they realize a lot of value because ultimately that house will not only increase in equity, but when you go to sell it, that equity turns into cash. That's cold hard cash you can do whatever you want with. So next time a buyer's market comes around, take a real hard look at whether you want to be in that market, because the likelihood is there will be more homes available than people willing to buy them, and you could pick up a really sweet deal.
Yeah, so I agree 100%. In a buyer's market, you can find some great sweet deals on homes. And that doesn't mean because it's a buyer's market that it's not competitive, because when you find a home that you may view as 8, 9, or 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, there's going to be some competition when it comes to that property specifically. So don't always just assume that by bidding low you'll get your offer accepted. That's when you have to take into account and create some contract strategy with your agent, and then present the best offer moving forward and give yourself the best opportunity to get your offer accepted and move into that home and build that equity over the years.
Well, thanks again for joining Mike and I as we unpack all the most frequently asked questions of us in mortgage and real estate. We hope that you're gaining value from this and that you can share this with someone who maybe you work with, or maybe a family member or a friend who could use this information. Maybe they've been asking one of the questions you've been watching us discuss, and it could be useful to share that with them. So we appreciate you sharing that with them. And then whenever you have a specific scenario that you'd like us to discuss with you to help you make the most of real estate, please feel free to reach out to me or Mike so we can help you out. Thank you for watching.